Hi guys. So I'm Fredrik Norberg, the CMO and co-founder of the Swedish marketplace Fyndiq. And I'm actually going to give you some value, especially to the entrepreneurs in the audience here, to give you some insights that we learned now from scaling at an early phase. So I want to give you some 7 principles of scaling. But first of all, who are we? We are the humble rebels building the global bargain superstore. So what does that mean? This is our site now that we just launched in Germany. As you can see, we got the yellow labels, we got a lot of price focus. This is the bargain heaven for the bargain hunters. In Sweden, this is the #1 place to go to for when finding a bargain. Now we soft launched in Germany, and we're going to do the relaunch during next year and take a small piece of that gigantic pie that they have in Germany. Our business model is a business to consumer, meaning that we have 2 customers. We have the merchants for the supply side, and we have the consumers for the demand side. In the middle, we have Fyndiq. The merchants upload the products through integrations with the web shop platform or the economic system or whatever to Fyndiq. Fyndiq market the products to the consumers with online media, offline media, whatever that's efficient. The consumers shops at Fyndiq as a regular e-commerce site, as Zalando or whatever, do the shopping through checkout. We take care of the customer service, 100% towards the consumer, so the consumer has never, ever any contact with the merchants. We send the order information directly through the integration to the merchants who have bought what. We then pay out the payments minus the selling fee after 30 to 45 days, after we've done all the regrets and so on. And the only thing that the merchants have to focus on is to pick the right product and ship it to the consumer. That's it. So a glance of where we are today. We launched in 2010 in Germany, in Sweden. We have 1,500 active merchants today. We are every day now selling about more than 10,000 products each day only in Sweden. And 2 months ago, we reached a really cool milestone where we had our millionth unique customer in Sweden. And given that we are only 10 million people about in Sweden, that's something that we're really proud of. And we are about 130 employees at our headquarters in Stockholm. And we've grown this size by 100% that last year. And this is something that I want to talk more about with scaling. This is our trajectory, or how we've done so far when it comes to the offering with products. We're looking into have a offering this year of about 650,000 products in stock for delivery within 2 to 5 days. Our turnover, we have made money from day 1, and we're aiming this year to reach about 30 million euros in revenue only in Sweden. So that's about Fyndiq. Now I want to give you some value here. As you saw, we've doubled our staffing with 100% last year. And I come up with 7 principles of scaling that we learned so far. The first one, nail it, then scale it. And this is kind of hard. When you are the founder of the company, you have the vision, you know where you want to go in 1 year, 2 years, and 3 years. It's really easy that you want to run ahead and do that now, before maybe having everything in place. And this is something that we learned, especially from our board of directors and the investors. Keep focus, first of all, in the unit economics, and the KPIs for everything. When that looks good, then push the scale button. Number 2 is, as Daniel was talking about at Zalando, one focus. To be very focused, we're using the same tool, OKR. He explained it good with how they use it, and I see it more as a focus for us. We set the focus for each quarter in the company. This is the big objective for the company, with some certain key results that we need to reach and that are really measurable. And then it's up for each and every team in the company to sit down together and come up with, okay, what should their objective and key results be to help the company's objective for the next quarter. And when they have done that, it's up to each individual to do the same. What can I do to help my team or the company's objectives and key results to make the whole company achieve the OKRs for the next quarter? And by doing this, it's no top-down at all. You get transparency. Everybody knows what I have in OKRs, and you get a very clear focus for everybody for each and every quarter. So I recommend this highly. The next one is to keep one culture. When we were about 40 to 50 people, we thought that we were kind of happy because we had a nice culture. And you know, you realize when everything is really good, it can only go downwards. So we thought that, okay, now we have a really good culture. We are 40 people. What happens when we scale up to a couple of hundred people? How can we maintain the culture within the company? So what we did was that we sat down and defined the culture together with the team. What does it mean to be a Findian? What are our core values? How do we work with objectives, focus? How do we work in general at Fyndiq? And we came up with this definition, and we wrote this down in what we call our little warm red, which you actually can go into that URL and see it. And in this booklet, you can see everything, our core values, and what a Findian is, everything around the culture. We give this to everyone who applies for a job and everyone who starts at the job. And then we follow up this every quarterly with everybody in the company. One minor detail, but something that we experienced also, is to try to keep one office and actually at one floor. This can sound like a small detail, but we had an office on 3 floors. And what happened was that just after 4 to 6 months, you start to see that people didn't meet for weeks. You start to see subgroups. Someone were starting to eat their lunch up there and having their coffee down there, and you didn't get this interaction between each other. And that's like the first step to losing the culture of the company. So with our new office that we moved into a year ago, we really emphasize to have one office, one floor, and when we are able to expand, we're expanding in the same floor. Not easy to make, but if it's possible, to keep it that way as long as you can. This is a recent discovery that we actually made, is more the focus of technology. And I mean, look at Zalando, how much they are focusing on tech and scaling the tech organization. It's the same for us. We need to really lose all the bottlenecks through technology, not through staffing. And this is also something that's really easy to do when you scale fast, is that you see a problem and you just put more people there. And then you say, okay, we're going to fix it later by technology, but you don't do. Because you always get new projects that are like delivering more sales or increasing the conversion rate or whatever. You have to always have a focus of doing everything through the technology. And one measurement is to, which is not 100% correct, but to see the efficiency of this is to see the revenue per employee. And this is something that we measure to compare ourselves to the other companies. And as you can see, we have some progress to make. Don't underestimate recruitment. When scaling and doubling the staff from 65 to 130 people and now over this, it's really important to keep good processes and to have a good HR team. When we were about 20 people, we took the decision to hire a HR manager. And many people thought that was way too early for us. And I would say that's one of the best recruitments we ever done, because she set the standard for all the processes and how we should do the recruitments. And how we had done the recruitments before was that me and my co-founder, maybe Dinesh, had a lunch with someone. And then during the lunch, you get a good connection, a good vibe, and then you say, do you want to start work at Fyndiq? Yeah, sure. And then they start next week. And then what happens is like 2-3 months after that, you realize that that was maybe a douchebag, or he or she doesn't deliver on work. So you have to let him or her go. And then you have another 6 months to find another one. So it costs so much to do bad recruitments, even at the early stage. So invest in the HR and recruitment processes. And the last point is something as I call Foundelution, which is a combination of founders, evolution. So we have a company that's really evolving. I mean, the company looks totally differently from when we started the company. We were 3 founders sitting in a room and doing everything, until today, where we are 130 employees with 11 departments. And what you do during this journey is that you hire people with better experience and a toolbox that you need from the different stages that you go through. But one thing that's constant in the company is you as a founder. So you also need to evolve. And this is something that we are really focusing now, to be able that us as a founder don't become the bottleneck for the big journey that we are having ahead of us. And this can be done by management training and coaching and other stuff like that. But I think just to realize that this is very important for you as a founder is step 1 at least. And that was it for me. Thank you.
Thank you.